Forester is grounded, but I'm not. Thanks, Jason.
It's impossible to overstate the importance of good friends and how they enrich our lives. More than just someone to hang around with, good friends stand by you through good and bad, share laughs, share pains. I think of my friends as extensions of my family, additional brothers and sisters and cousins. I am immensely grateful both for the close friendships I've maintained for decades, as well as newer friends who quickly prove themselves to be part of my family. A couple of weeks ago, my Forester was hit by someone who ran a red light and is likely never to roam the trails again. My friend Jason, who you may know as the Primal Outdoors channel here on YouTube, kindly offered to pick me up and get me back into the wilderness for the weekend. We were initially trying to get up into some snow, but we found all the high elevation forest roads to be blocked or gated. So we've dropped back down into the valley to an area where I've previously found some creekside campsites.
We did finally find a campsite. It's a little disorienting because I've got some of my stuff, but I don't have my car, and I'm just trying to sort of find my way here. But I'm gonna get my tent set up.
I actually found this spot when I was up here about a year ago. I ended up camping further up the creek on that trip, but this site is more nicely secluded along a remote stretch of the creek and looks like a great place to spend the weekend.
Daisy. Daisy, what's up, Daisy girl? What's up? Say hi, anything? You wanna come in? You can say hi? Come on in here. I know you've always wondered what it was like in here, huh? Look at that, look at all this room.
Being up here without my car and my kitchen, I'm relying on Jason to keep us fed. Fortunately, he is a wizard at coming up with meals cooked on a single burner. We lost some time with our unsuccessful trek up over the pass and back down again, so it's a little late for an elaborate dinner, but Jason is improvising with some grilled cheese sandwiches. Sounds good to me. If you've watched my channel for very long, you know that I frequently tend to escape Western Oregon, head over the mountains and get over onto the dry side of the state, either up in the Cascades or out in the desert. I have to admit, I really enjoy being in the wet rainforest of Western Oregon. There's a certain smell and a feel that is just unlike anything else. It feels at home to me. I grew up in this kind of environment, outdoor excursions with my family in this kind of environment. My very earliest attempts at exploring with the Forester, before I'd done any mods or really had any idea at all what I was doing, were up in the hills and mountains on the western side of the state. So this setting definitely has a sentimental connection. We might get a little damp tonight though.
Morning. Well, we're not at super high elevation here. It got colder than I expected last night, and check this out. I was not expecting this. Oh wait, no. It didn't snow.
Okay, so Donald and I haven't had breakfast yet, so...
So we got up this morning and started doing stuff, and never bothered to have any sort of breakfast. So Jason's cooking up sort of a brunch for us with some toast and eggs and bacon and avocado.
Yeah.
That's a light meal for Jason. Just to get us through to dinner time.
There you go, Donald.
Looks good.
How's it?
This is excellent.
My avocado is not quite ripe enough. My egg was a little overcooked, but
Oh, it's still a treat.
yeah.
It's still a treat.
not sure what these birds are. They're eating something in the creek and even submerge themselves entirely trying to get at it. We're tucked into a very deep, narrow valley, so the bit of sun that has managed to poke through and find us is a welcome sight. After checking out my tent last night, Daisy has decided this is more comfortable than sitting on the damp forest floor, and she lets herself in whenever she feels like it.
Normally on my trips, I get up in the morning and get everything packed up and do a bunch more exploring during the day, camp someplace else at night. But since we decided just to stay here, it's actually been really pleasant just to enjoy the campsite, explore around on foot a little bit, just sit and do some reading. I'm currently reading The Crash Palace by Andrew Wedderburn. This is actually a buddy of mine, an old colleague and a friend who has written a couple of novels. Really enjoy his work. And this just came out, and so I'm a little less than halfway through it, but I'm really enjoying it.
I'm working on baking some potatoes in the fire while Jason is over there cooking up some protein on his plow disc.
Man, I am hungry.
I didn't even wait for you. I started eating.
That is totally fine.
The meat is delicious. It is really good.
You did an excellent job on the potato. It's cooked all the way through.
That worked out well, I have to admit. I was a little skeptical doing it on the fire, but with a little attention, it worked out. They're nicely cooked.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think we got a little rain. I think it was a little rain came down last night, but we had a beautiful day today.
Yeah, beautiful day. I mean, I don't know about you, but this is like I said, this is exactly what I needed right now.
I didn't know when I was going to manage to get back out, so this was really, I really appreciate the opportunity to get out and get into the woods. And so, you want to talk about doing number 2 in the woods? I mean, obviously, it's a legitimate topic, and I get asked about it on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, me too.
But I'm not going to talk about it now over dinner.
Another cold, wet morning is upon us. As I said to Jason last night,
Where we're at, we're not really at high enough elevation to get like snow most of the year.
okay, really, truly, I was not expecting this, but it's really nice to see. After the gear was packed up, the camera stowed away, I stood on the bank of the creek watching the snow come down. At that moment, it didn't matter that I was technically only about 15 minutes from the nearest town. My senses were simply filled by the nature surrounding me. The sound of the creek garbling over the rocks, the flurries of snowflakes dancing downward against a backdrop of Douglas and Grand Fir. The occasional refreshing tingle of a snowflake landing on my hands or my nose, and the crisp, cold scent of the winter forest, the pristine air inhaled deeply, cleansing my lungs and renewing my spirit for another week.